Assalamualaikum. My name is Zarina Raida binti Ahmad San. Matric number AF170119. Today, I would like to talk about the introduction of this project. The construction industry has been recognized as one of the major economic factors in the growth of Malaysia to become a developed nation by 2020. For our project title is Excavation. Department of Safety and Health Board addressed the excavation work characterized as the removal by use of equipment, machinery, or explosive of soil, rock, or other material in construction with construction of demolition work to create an open ground, void, or cavity. Statistic of occupational accidents stated by January until October 2020, the total of workers involved to occupational accident is 6,105 workers according to DOSH 2020. As a result of the poor safety performance in the construction industry, both society and the economy in Malaysia have caused worker and economic casualties. In this project, we will see the flow of method hierarch implementation, where the 4 phases are used in the hierarch process. Second, the method of risk assessment on a risk identification process, risk analysis, risk evaluation, and risk control. Lastly, is the hierarch table. On how the hierarch table has been conducted. The, the most critical safety and health hazard will be discussed on discussion, and the control measure has been proposed.
My name is Garvinti, and today I will present my part in this project, flowchart and the methodology. This is the one of the flowchart of the hierarch implementation. Firstly, thing we need to do is about the job activity. Second thing is we need to define the of the hazard. This is the one of the process to finding and listing. The third step we will be going is about the risk evaluation execution. The fourth step is about the determine of the risk tolerance. So take the action plan on the risk management. So we apply the plan to encounter the hazard. So inside the application, so we apply all the application, all the our plan on our daily job. Okay, this is the method of this project. We use the method of risk assessment. So based on the risk metric is about the we have classification of the severity and probability. So on the risk metric, we show that at low is show about the 1, and then the medium can be 2 or 3 or 4, and the height is will be 5. So immediately dangerous. For the very immediate dangerous, so it can should be stop the process and implement the control. Maybe this is for the at the hard work at the high place, or maybe using the dangerous machinery such as cutters. For the high risk, we can go to investigate and then the process the implement the control the immediately. For the number 3, the medium risk, keep the process going. However, a control plan must be developed. For rating number 2, the lower risk, it show about the clean process, but the minor monitor regularly. So for very low risk, number 1 is keep the monitoring process. It's only attacking the process. We need to keep the monitoring the process.
Hello everyone, my name is Esther Dawana Barlan and I'm going to present about the hierarch table for our group project. There are 10 work activities that we have discovered for excavation activities. For the first one is loading and unloading soil mass. The second one is excavation on ground with utility lines and gas pipelines. The third one is excavation on ground with high water table. And the next one is excavation near cliffs. The fifth one is excavation on depth more than 4 meters. The sixth one is excavation on confined space. And then the next one is excavation on low humidity or dry place. Next one is excessive vibration. The next one is moving mobile equipment, and the last work activities is explosion work. Explosion work shows the highest rating for the whole work activities, where the rating is 20. The hazard for this activity is explosive substances, where it can cause skin cancer and can cause irritation. For the existing risks for these activities, you need to use suitable protective clothing and gloves, and need to stay away from the area during explosion work. For the recommended control measures, the first one is it needs to be supervised by competent person, and then the next one is by providing adequate signboard to warn nearby civilian and workers. The second highest rating is excavation on depth more than 4 meters, where the rating shows 16. And the hazard for these activities is caves in or collapse that can trap workers. And the next one is falling into the trench. And the third one is water accumulation, where it can cause injury to the workers, and the workers can be trapped inside the soil. So the existing risk for these activities is by providing warning sign and provide catch platform. The recommended control measure is by using temporary stairway and installing guardrails and edge protection.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Asma binti Muhammad Asri and I will present the discussion part. The most critical health hazard during the excavation work is when working in the confined space, which is exposed to the hazardous atmosphere, which is oxygen deficiency. The lack of oxygen in working area could lead to hazardous situation. 20.8% oxygen are considered as the normal air in the atmosphere, and below 19.5% considered as the oxygen deficient. The locations that may produce the hazardous atmosphere are landfills, hazardous waste sites, refineries, chemical plant, and others. The proposed control measure that we can do is, there is hazardous atmosphere situation. Firstly, the air should be tested before the worker enter that area. Then, the company also could provide the respiratory and ventilation before workers enter an excavation area which is greater than 4 feet. The employer also must ensure that there is availability of emergency rescue equipment such as breathing apparatus, a safety harness and line, or basket stretcher before they start working. The most critical safety hazard during the excavation work is the explosion work. Explosion work is considered as the most high risk work in the construction industry. OSHA data highlights that there are average of 36 fires and explosion deaths each year in the construction industry, and there are multiple injuries due to explosion work. For example, severe burns, traumatic brain injury, vision loss, hearing loss, bone fracture, appendage, amputations, and others. The proposed control measure that we could do is the explosive material must be controlled by competent person who have license in using that material and have works experience. And all the possession, storage, handling, and use of explosive must be compliance with the relevant dangerous substance or good or explosive legislation and regulations. And lastly, before the explosion work is done, a proper plan should be prepared as detailed as possible so that there is no mistake being made during the explosion work.
Good day everyone. My name is Gracie Vanessa Jacob. I am going to present about the conclusion for this project. For the conclusion, risk and hazard are the main things that all employees or workers need to face in their working days, as it is impossible to be avoided. As we can see in the Hierarch Table part, show that there is no safest place in any type of industry or organization based on the hazard identification. What should we do is, we should be alert and be more responsible in any works that we do to avoid or even can reduce the uncertainty incidents. Technically, the risk can be reduced by giving awareness of not to be careless and protect each other. For the employers, they should take care and always inspect their workers from time to time. Actually, both employers and employees need to know their own responsibility. For the last point is, always follow the SOP. This is because by following the SOP during working time, it could reduce the risk of getting involved with hazard. Hence, we hope in the future that they should come with a solution on how to enhance the regulations so the employees and employer will take more serious in avoiding the hazard in the construction area or any other places. That's all from me. Thank you.